legendary warriors. The powers that created us now want us all extinguished. We must join forces, or else forever be their slaves. For today, in the name of freedom, we take the battle to them. Let's roll.
Here in moments.
The ultimate gala spectacle.
Holy Mother of God on earth and in heaven at the exact same time.
You want a piece of me? You got it!
Good morning, everybody. Yours truly, Dan Adams, a.k.a. the Soulful Conservative, the DA, and the Prosecutor, bringing you another edition of the Dan Adams Show, the morning edition. And first and foremost, giving honor to God and to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for allowing me once again to rise up out of my bed, have my faculties in order, and having this opportunity once again to come to you. And secondly, I want to send my condolences to the family of the fallen officer, the 22-year-old officer, Jeremy Tierney, I believe. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Jeremy Tierney, who lost his life in the line of duty. May he rest in peace, and may God just envelop his family with his love, his grace, and his mercy as they bereave and grieve and try to come to some semblance of an understanding where I know they knew the dangers of the job, that their son, that their loved one, their brother, their uncle, their loved one took upon himself. But I think it was just needless for him to lose his life at 22 years old. So my condolences to the Jeremy Tierney family. This morning, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, I don't know if you can see outside my window. Maybe you can hear. Now it's died down a little bit, but it's raining, drizzling right at the moment, and that's basically where my attitude is, basically where my heart is, basically where I am emotionally drained this morning, physically drained, didn't get much sleep, but sometimes doing these podcasts are therapeutic. And I wasn't going to do it this morning, but I said, you know what? Even with the son, once again, my son, who misses a whole lot of school, and for the most part is due to his eosinophilic esophagitis. But today he said he was up since 12 last night and asking me what he should do. I basically told him, hey, he's 18 years old now. You figure it out. Your mother can't take you. She's got a busy day today. She's got a stressful day ahead of her. Your grandma's around. Give her a call later. But you're 18 years old now. Figure it out. I hate being that way with my son, because I know there's a lot of growth that needs to happen with him. But sometimes you're at a point like I am right now. I just didn't give a damn. It was like, here, just figure it out. And hopefully, and I'll be praying that God will intervene in this one, because right now I don't have anything for him. I just don't. Well, wasn't even sure what I was even going to talk about in this particular podcast today. But let's go ahead and talk about Obamacare for a few minutes. That's what's just talked about on the radio, and about how it's in a death spiral. It's collapsing under its own feet. And PolitiFact, I guess, called out Hugh Hewitt in regards to a statement he made in regards to how it's going into a death spiral. And PolitiFact put out that it was untrue. And I'm thinking to myself, first of all, who is PolitiFact, okay? It's a liberal hack job website put out there to disprove anything that us on the right puts out there, excuse me. And so I'm not even going to give that any credence at all, because I know where they stand on every issue. Now, ladies and gentlemen, with Obamacare, I know a lot of people are upset and still are upset and are still upset. Boy, I honestly guess in my mind right now, my mind is thinking, Dan, you can't speak. You're trying to get the words out. The words are in the brain and they're properly formed, but they're not coming out of my mouth the way that I want them to come out. That's just happened right there. The way that I want them to come out, talking like I have a lisp or something. Haven't had that first cup of coffee, so I apologize. Maybe that's what I should start doing before I start doing these podcasts. If I'm going to be riding around in my car doing these podcasts. And I think I'm going to get some kudos for putting on my headset and doing this, because a lot of people are like, hey, what's going on? And I'm telling this person to go, and they're just sitting there like an idiot. But it seems as if now, ladies and gentlemen, with Obamacare, and I just went off on a tangent, I apologize. Now that with Obamacare and this whole death spiral that it's in, Hugh Hewitt is correct. All the pundits who have come out and said that Obamacare is collapsing under its own feet. Absolutely it is. I had no idea that, and Hugh Hewitt pointed out on his radio show just a few minutes ago before I started recording this, that at the end of this past year, 7% of the Obamacare individuals, 7% of the counties that facilitate Obamacare only have one insurer, one plan. Really? Now it's up to 33%, or it's going to be hiked up to 33% here in 2017. It's already rising. 33% of those on Obamacare only have one plan and one insurance to choose from. One insurer to choose from. Because all these people are bailing out of Obamacare. So PolitiFact to say that is inaccurate and not true, that Obamacare is not in a death spiral and it is collapsing under his feet, is a complete and utter joke. How can you have success when insurers are pulling out of Obamacare? That's like the dumbest thing that's one of the dumbest things that you could ever say, that you could ever dispute, that Obamacare is not in a death spiral and is not collapsing under its own feet. You got to be completely and utterly brain full of rocks to even espouse those words. I like that word, espouse. Do you? I like it. Gives you like some type of clarity when you speak. But anywho, we're going to see what happens in regards to the GOP coming back to the table in regards to trying to pass their America Health Care Act, the AHCA. I believe that's what it is. And I'm in the court, I'm in the thinking of, number one, please do not pass something that is not a full repeal of Obamacare. I want that done. Excuse me. And if they want to do it in phases, fine. But that first phase better include full repeal. Nothing more, nothing less, but full repeal. Maybe more, I don't know, as long as this is not going to hurt individuals, but nothing less than full repeal. And for 7+ years, the GOP had a chance to have multiple, and I mean multiple plans ready to go. Dole them out like a deck of cards. And let us, the American people, look at it and say, hey, okay, what do you think is the best option? And that is, you know what's crazy, ladies and gentlemen? You know what's crazy is that in this day and age of technology, and you heard it all from the punk-ass Muslim in chief when he first, before he even became president in 2008, how he was going to, have the public, be in the course of action in regards to what bills get passed, having congressional oversight on C-SPAN and things of that nature. You think that ever happened? No. But do you think the GOP would do it? You would think so, but they're not doing it either. So they're as disappointing as the Democrats. They are as spineless and feckless as the well, you know what? And when it comes to the Democrats, and as many people have said, especially now with this America Health Care Act not coming to fruition, that you know that we cannot stand the ideology of the Democrats and the liberal leftists in this country. But we at least know that dumb folk, ladies and gentlemen, are going to band and stand together no matter what. Now, sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, they may throw some of theirs under the bus, but in some way, somehow, they will make sure that individual gets back on their feet. You know, like Debbie Wasserman shows. You know, doing whatever she could in order to make sure that Hillary Clinton became the nominee on the Democratic ticket. Gets caught, and guess what happens? She resigns from the DNC, but yet gets a cushy job at the Hillary Clinton campaign. That's how the Democrats roll. Not saying that we should follow along in their footsteps. Not saying that we should make ourselves stoop to that level. But ladies and gentlemen, the GOP, and I've been saying it for 8 years, the entire time that Barack Hussein Obama, the Muslim in chief, has been president. Band together. Stay together. Stop with the infighting. And there's a lot of people I've seen in the last few days, and they are so accurate and correct on this. It seems as if the GOP will fight, and stay together to the most part when they're not in power. But now they're in power, ladies and gentlemen. They rule the roost, as I said last night on social media. And they still can't get their act together. What is the issue? What is the major malfunction in the GOP? Is it leadership? If it's leadership, then it is time to change out, to vote out that leadership. If it's factions that are causing this, I guess, stressful environment, this environment that is not leading to positive results, then ladies and gentlemen, it is time to dismantle and disband those factions. Or is it the American public? Yes, me and you, ladies and gentlemen, who are, and I say it all the time, not holding these individuals' feet to the fire. Are we not calling our representatives and giving them a piece of our mind? Are we not showing up at their offices, telling them, we gave you money, we gave you our blood, sweat, and tears and support, but yet you are still, and I mean still, failing us at every turn? You are still not fighting for us, the constituent? That you are still kowtowing, bowing down, spines as squishy as jellyfish in regards to fighting against the Democrats? Ladies and gentlemen, I don't even know what to say, how to say it in regards to what needs to be. I know what I would like to do. If I had the money, if I had the infrastructure, I would be having individuals going to state legislatures, going to DC, and making a ruckus. I would have individuals going to state legislatures and going to DC and local legislatures too. Don't think you're out of the picture, because you're right in it as well. Going to all of these legislatures, ladies and gentlemen. And you know how the Democrats do. We're not going to follow in their footsteps. But a protest or a rally might be in order. And that's whether it's 10, 100, or 1,000. We need to get out there, ladies and gentlemen, mobilize, as they say. We need to get out there and let our voices be heard. We can't just continue to be keyboard warriors on social media. We can no longer allow ourselves to become, I guess, the silent majority and continue to be that silent majority and say nothing and do nothing. I would like to know where you stand on this. I'm on social media at Dan Adams Show on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Gab, and Tumblr, excuse me. Once again, got to get some coffee in the system. Let's converse. Let's discuss. Let's somehow come up with a plan, come up with a strategy going forward, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to be honest. My availability has shrunken in the fact that I cannot be, at things that I would want to. Number one, financially, can't do it. Number two, I have a wife that demands that I be around for her and our family. So that's part and parcel to why I don't do a radio show every night live, why I don't do a lot of things in regards to my political activism. And I'm not complaining. I wish I could do the things that I would like to do, but family comes first, point blank, end of story. Now, if you have any ideas, like I said, hit me up on social media at Dan Adams Show, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Gab, Instagram. My website, thepoliticalheat.com. You can contact me there. ThePoliticalHeat, all one word.com. And I just saw a car that's just like mine. You know how you notice cars that are just like yours, same color and everything. Probably the same year because it looks like it. But anywho, as I went off on a side tangent, email me, danadams73@gmail.com. That's danadams73@gmail.com. I would give out my Google Voice number, but I don't know what it is at the moment. Maybe that's an easier way to get in contact. I'll put it in the description of this podcast. So when you see it, look for it. When you hear this, look for it in the description of this podcast on Spreaker and YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, my time is just about up. But as I said at the beginning, I am grateful and blessed to be able to do this. Sometimes when it's rainy and dreary like it is here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and you had a day like I had yesterday and a morning that I'm having, sometimes doing these podcasts are absolutely therapeutic. But once again, I want to send my condolences to the Jeremy Tierney family, the 22-year-old police officer in Oklahoma who lost his life protecting you and I, ladies and gentlemen, in the line of duty. And I must say this before I sign off. I'm not disappointed to the fact of how those couple of posts that I put on Facebook that I took down, because it was getting to the point where a lot of people were chiming in and saying things that had nothing to do with the fact that this young man lost his life. I'm hoping that we can regain our focus, ladies and gentlemen. I'm hoping that we can allow ourselves to not fall into that ditch where we're bringing up this nonsensical, just out of the spectrum of common sense and candor in regards to situations when we have fallen officers and we hear about it. Our first and only response should be sending our condolences to the family of the fallen. Stop worrying about making political points. Stop worrying about putting your opinion out there in regards to it's Obama's fault, it's BLM's fault. No. Your thoughts and prayers should be with the families of the fallen. Nothing else and nothing more. Ladies and gentlemen, this is yours truly, Dan Adams, a.k.a. the Soulful Conservative, the DA and the prosecutor, host of the Dan Adams Show, and this was the morning edition. May God continue to bless you and yours. May he keep you and your family safe. Till next time, God bless. Peace.
Hey, can I get some help here?
Yes, you. I'm talking to all of you. I need your help because I, just like many of you, am one of the millions of Americans who is all too familiar with cancer. I lost both my grandfathers and my uncle to cancer. My grandmother battled cancer 3 times in her lifetime, and my amazing mom, well, she's a 2-time cancer survivor. But there is certainly reason for hope. Due to earlier diagnosis and evolving research, the 5-year survival rates have increased for people living with cancer. One exciting area of cancer research today is the field of immuno-oncology, science that aims to work with the body's own immune system to help fight cancer. That's why I'm proud to be joining Bristol-Myers Squibb and the cancer community to launch Ready, Raise, Rise, a program that educates about immuno-oncology research and encourages people to raise a flag for those we love affected by this horrible disease. On this website, you can create a personalized flag on behalf of yourself or a loved one touched by cancer and share it with your friends. You can also select a cancer organization you would like to receive a potential donation. The 3 groups with the most flags raised on their behalf will receive a charitable donation from Bristol-Myers Squibb. By sharing your flag, you're making a difference by supporting loved ones, raising money for cancer groups, and educating about groundbreaking research. So please, join me. Let's raise our flags against cancer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Dave Anthony. The former head of the EPA under President Obama calls it dangerous and embarrassing. Environmental activists threaten legal action, all before President Trump signs an executive order undoing climate change-related regulations. Fox's John Decker live at the White House.
In a move aimed at boosting domestic energy production, President Trump will issue an executive order that will suspend, rescind, or flag for review former President Obama's sweeping plan to curb global warming. As part of the rollback, the president will initiate a review of the Clean Power Plan, which restricts greenhouse gas emissions at coal-fired power plants. President Trump has repeatedly criticized the power plant rule as an attack on American workers and the struggling U.S. coal industry. Dave?
John, the Dakota Access Oil Pipeline protesters tried for months to stop is close to being put in service. The developer has placed oil inside it. The top Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee, Adam Schiff, wants Chairman Devin Nunes, a Republican, to recuse himself now from the investigation into Russian interference in the presidential campaign.
I'm sure that the Democrats do want me to quit because they know that I'm quite effective.
Nunes upset Democrats going to the White House to talk to an intelligence source. Nunes says Trump associates were caught up in Obama administration surveillance that had nothing to do with Russia. 2 police officers ambushed and shot in Miami-Dade County last night at an apartment complex.
They were sitting in a car in a neighborhood doing some surveillance on gang activity in the area, and that's when police say 6 suspects opened fire on these 2 officers.
Katrina Bush with our affiliate WSVN at the scene. They're stable and expected to survive. Police are asking for the public's help finding those gunmen. 3 masked burglars made a fatal mistake picking a home to break into in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma yesterday. The owner's son got his rifle and shot and killed all 3. Fox News Radio, fair and balanced. House Republicans will get together today to talk about their agenda, including tax reform, for the first time since the bill to replace Obamacare fizzled on Friday.
Amid calls in some conservative circles for House Speaker Paul Ryan to step down, President Trump continues working with the top congressional Republican.
He and Speaker Ryan talked extensively over the weekend.
White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer was pressed on a Saturday night tweet from the president, telling his followers to watch Fox News Channel's Jeanine Pirro's program. She started that show with a call for Ryan to resign.
He's a fan of the show. He tweeted out support of it. That's it, plain and simple.
Ryan's spokeswoman says the relationship between the speaker and the president is stronger than ever. On Capitol Hill, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
In Colorado, police have arrested a suspect in connection with vandalism at a mosque near Colorado State University, a case they are now investigating as a hate crime. On Wall Street, stock futures are up slightly the morning after a mixed session when the Dow dropped 45 points, but the Nasdaq rose 11. Markets have been mixed also in trading overseas. Now sports. Cleveland is no longer on top of the NBA's Eastern Conference. The Boston Celtics are, because the Cavaliers got dunked by the Spurs 103-74. LeBron James left the game in the third quarter after getting an elbow in the neck. Russell Westbrook does it again, his 37th triple-double of the season, finishing it off with a game-winning shot.
Russell pulls up at the nail and scores! Thunder on the high side!
Oklahoma City topped Dallas 92-91 on Fox Sports. Westbrook had 37 points, 13 rebounds, 10 assists. In college, the Connecticut women keep on rolling, winning their 111th straight game, routing Oregon 90-52 to reach the 10th consecutive Final Four in the NCAA tournament. UConn's gunning for a 5th championship in a row. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News Radio. Oregon 90-52 to reach the 10th consecutive Final Four in the NCAA tournament. UConn's gunning for a 5th championship in a row. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News Radio.
Don't think y'all ready for this. I don't think y'all ready for this. Hip hop, neo soul. Let it flow, let's go. Yeah, taking you past the fake and unreal. Broadcasting live from the city of steel. Digging deep down in the trenches, clearing pathways and leaping fences. My vertical leap undeniable, wavering from heathen to upright disciple. Redirecting traffic congestion, reaching for the elite, never settling. Pure adrenaline stampedes the mundane. Anticipation for the refrain, the hook, the line, the sinker. The most notable part you remember, using this marketing tool to unveil. I'll win, I'll play, I'll last, I'll prevail. Defeat the negativity. Go ahead and repeat after me.
It's no surprise, look into my eyes. Feel the rush from your simple time. Don't mind the pain, no one else to play. Just lay it on me.
Elements of survival, purely tribal. Instinct, integrity leads to longevity. In the manner of speaking, I'm reaching all 4 points of the globe. Now behold, the dawning of a new era. On purpose, rugged on the surface. This dialect, a woven tapestry. Avoiding catastrophe like asteroids colliding. Meteors disintegrating. This lyrical source on course. Sizing up the competition. Time is of the essence. My presence is so critical. Evac procedures must be put in place. The chase isn't done till a winner is named. Melodiq MC, now lay it on me, yeah.
It's no surprise, look into my